I apologize if this sound is a little unclear. I left my mic. I had to take a ride. It's got a lot on my mind. Made some changes in my life, and I'm trying to ensure that I continue to walk the right path. I haven't been as wise with conserving my energy, and maybe this is a result. But I want to talk about shame. Shame is one of those emotions that has crippled me for so much of my life. And to be honest with you, there was a time where I didn't know if I'd ever overcome the shame that I felt. And if I'm honest, there are still times where I may fall into that state of not knowing if I'll ever fully get over the shame that I feel. And for me, I've already gone over and relived over and over and over and over and over again so many of the experiences that built up the wall of shame that I called myself, the cloud that followed me and governed all of my interactions with people and my image of myself. And for you, maybe you didn't dive into esoteric knowledge like I did. Or maybe you got a little surface stuff and you believe that you know enough now, you're good. But then you go and try to operate in normal society and do normal things, or things that others would consider normal. And you see that for you, things are a little different. You realize that the shame still hasn't gone away. Listen, shame is tricky in that it's one of those emotions that you don't realize is at the cause of a lot of the things that you do when you're in the midst of it. Like when you're deep in the shit and your life is taking a downward spiral, you're crippled, you can't, in certain manners, you can't just speak to people a certain way, you can't just express yourself in certain ways because there's this thing that's stopping you, this voice that's telling you that's showing you what's happened in the past and how every time just being you is wrong. How in every situation, if you are you are wrong. And that's a lot to live with. People talk about men giving up nowadays. I think a lot of men have been dealing with so much shame and the culture that we have of having to present this masculine image and then being attacked for any expression of masculine energy. It's a conundrum. It's a catch-22. And it isn't fair, but what can we do? Just because the structures that we have built reinforce the suppression of any expression of masculinity doesn't mean that we stop being men. Just because we choose to be aware of our mental health, be aware of our emotional state, and be aware of the things that pull us out of our correct energy, doesn't make us any less of men. In fact, it helps us to be better men. Now, I don't know what you've gone through in your life, just as you don't really know what I have. And I'm sure that you don't need me to tell you that your shame will keep you from living in your fullest expression. I know that you know this. But I do want to leave you with this. This has helped me to put a lot of the shame that I felt for myself behind me. And it builds on the esoteric principles that we know. You only feel ashamed because you're judging and deeming something as wrong or deeming something as shouldn't have happened. And we talk about tools like revision, so if there's a particular event, we don't have to get into any details. If there's a particular event that's happened to you, if you need serious mental help, you can always go seek that, get that if you need it, go get therapy if you need it. But revision, as Neville Goddard describes it, is a tool that could also help. Outside of revision, sometimes we just have to understand that we are coming from a period where people vibrated really, really low. And it's not a knock on them, we all just didn't know. And now here we are in a more intelligent state, in a more empathetic state, and looking at these actions through this lens, judging those activities with this lens. And it's that judgment that's igniting the shame. Understand that whatever it is that you experienced, or maybe you're still experiencing currently, for one, if you're experiencing something currently, do whatever you can to remove yourself from that situation. You don't have to stay anywhere where that's what you're experiencing, or you're experiencing anything that's making you feel a high level of shame. That's not what this is about. But as it relates to experiences in the past, we have to come to a point where we're able to even if it's for selfish reasons, even if it's only for us, even if it's only for you, to let that shit go. chalk it up to low frequency. But you're here today. You're watching this video, meaning you have the ability right now to create whatever world you want. Right now, you have a starting point where you can jump off and do whatever it is that would cause you to feel free, cause you to feel light as a bird, cause your soul to take flight. None of us, I don't want to make a broad statement because I'm sure that there is some soul who came here with the idea of experiencing the most amount of shame possible. And to that soul, I just send you love. But that's not all of our mission. We're not all here to see how much shame we can experience. Okay, we got that experience. We can choose to move beyond it. We can choose now to get on to the next lesson. We don't have to keep repeating it over and over and over again. And be aware, as I'm speaking in this video, I'm speaking to you, but I'm speaking to me too. I'm speaking to me first. And anything that I talk about in any of my videos, I don't talk about it unless I'm actively practicing or doing something that relates to it. I don't speak about one thing and live another. I don't say one thing and think another. So I'm not elevating myself above anyone. This is a journey that we're all walking together. And the more people who can be like this, open about real emotions, and able to have in-depth conversation about the struggle of dealing with these emotions, the more we can really understand how we can rise beyond these emotions to really be the masters of our mood, masters of our fate, masters of our mind. We can create whatever reality we want. First, we need to undo the false programming, and we need to ensure that we install good programming. And undoing the false programming starts with things like removing the shame, removing toxicity. Now, I'm not saying women don't experience shame. I know I focused on guys in this video just because I understand there may be a lot of guys who relate to what I'm feeling, you know. But it doesn't discount that I know I've experienced a lot of shame as well. I hope something I said in this video, if you are a woman watching, I hope something in this video was able to help you as well. Soul to soul. Look, I'm not gonna hold you or keep this video too long. I think I got my point across here. I mean, we can't quit. We can't allow the distortions that we see around us to change us from executing whatever mission we came here for. It's our time now. This is prime time for us to create something new. We're capable of it. We done went our own way for a while now. It's time to grow. It's time to be more. I love you. I want to see that fullest expression of you. This is The Spark.